Hi, hello, welcome back to another Onkruid video. Welcome back to another video on the gift of therapy by Yalom. Apparently the lighting here at my dinner table is good according to my photography colleague psychologist who's also a photographer, so I guess I will just stick to it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Tip 20 already. We're 1/4 of the way there almost, which is crazy to say. Tip 20 is all about using your own feelings as data. You need to learn to listen to your own feelings, your own emotions, in order to be able to use that information as valuable data in your therapy with your client. Are you feeling bored, irritated, aroused, angry? The client might evoke similar feelings in other relationships, in other situations in his or her life. So you feeling those can provide some very insightful input into where you might want to go with your therapy session. Yalom also advises personal therapy for the therapist in order for the therapist to look at all his blind spots, really get to know every single aspect of his own personality so that you don't miss anything, so that you're able to access all those feelings that you can then use as data. This will also help you distinguish better what is purely your own feeling and what is a feeling kind of caused by the client or by your relationship with the client. Welcome the feeling. Welcome it and talk about it with your client. I'm feeling more disconnected than I was at the start of the session when you were talking about how you were angry at me for what I did previous session. Right now I feel a bit more relaxed and laid back. Can we look at what happened there? Do you think you know why it happened? Are you experiencing something similar? Can we look at it together? That's exactly what Yalom advises you to do. Yalom also talks a little bit about his client Martin, a client always being very negative, very critical about Yalom, about his practice, even about his therapy room. And Martin had an important business meeting on the exact date and time of one of his sessions with Yalom, and he asked his therapist, hey, can we reschedule? Yalom was like, hell no, fam. I'm not gonna overturn my entire agenda for you. It's not possible, sorry, we'll just skip this session. But then afterwards, Yalom realized, hold on, for almost every other client in that agenda, I would completely overturn it. I would do crazy shit in order to still be able to see them. And then it hit him like, I'm kinda tired of seeing Martin. I'm kinda sick and tired of his negative attitude. A valuable signal about a self-fulfilling prophecy in Martin's behavior. He wants to be looked at, he wants to be taken care of, he wants to be seen so much that in his behavior he actually elicits the opposite response from other people. He's always so critical because he wants to make sure everybody knows that he's there, that he's seen things, that he has an opinion about things so that nobody can ignore him. But people will start to ignore him. That's a self-fulfilling prophecy. And Yalom realizing this gives him a valuable opening in order to talk about it with Martin in the next session. Yalom was also all like, no wonder all of his girlfriends left him, because he kept talking about how they didn't do enough for him and he always wanted to split the bill exactly down the middle, even when they were paying for a newspaper, something tiny, something this tiny. Martin still wanted to split the bill right in the middle, and Yalom was like, yeah, I'm kind of fed up with your shit. I understand why other people are fed up with your shit too. My thoughts? Easier said than done, Irv, in my opinion. Of course, you don't want to be blunt or mean about it and you kind of choose your words. You're not going to be like, oh, I'm bored of you, I don't want to see you anymore, against your client or towards your client. But it's hard to, I think, find the right words in order not to harm them or in order not to make them feel unwanted, unwelcome, make them feel like you're no longer unconditionally positively regarding them if you have to tell them that they are kind of irritating or boring you. They will feel like you're stepping on their toes, I think, and rightfully so. And you doing that is also something you do rightfully so. Because that's the realization I had, okay, it's hard to do it, but if we don't do it as therapists, who else is gonna do it, right? No one else is probably gonna have the guts to be directly, brutally honest with them, and that brutal honesty is sometimes what our therapy and our clients need. It reminded me of a client asking me, Vincent, I'm gonna be straight with you, I'm gonna ask you a direct question. Do you feel like I'm pushing people away? And that opened the gate for me. That kind of made it possible for me. I felt okay then in giving back to her. Yeah, there have been certain times where I have felt you being very blunt, direct, even almost mean to me, and it has sometimes hindered me in saying what I actually want to say. So when the client gives me the opportunity to speak out about such things, to speak up about such things, I will grasp that opportunity and use it. But where my learning curve related to this tip comes in now is finding the guts to really feel the feeling in myself and just put it out there on the table in the middle of us, between us, without waiting for them to kind of try and pull it out of me. If I feel bored, irritated, if I feel any kind of negativity towards my client, and I feel like it's helpful for the client for me to talk about this, because of course self-disclosure is only allowed even when it's about your own feelings. It's only allowed or only good if it actually helps the process that your client is going through. If I feel like it might be helpful for them, I should just say it. I should just out with it and say it. So I need to find some strength. I need to find some stability. I need to find a way to stand firmly in my own shoes. Tell them directly, you're boring the shit out of me right now. Can you tell me a more interesting story? It's not what Yalom means at all, but something like, you know what? I'm actually finding it hard to follow along with your conversation at this point in time. I feel like I'm not really intrigued, I'm not really invested, I'm not really immersed. What's going on? Because otherwise when you tell me things, I'm always at the tip of my seat, at the tip of my chair. What's different now? Do you feel anything like that? What can we do about it? Or is it just me? Thank you very much for watching. Hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.